Hello again and welcome to another of the videos in this mini depression program designed to give you some insights into the nature of depression and possibly some understandings as to how you can go about curing depression, which is absolutely possible. So in this video I just want to talk a little bit about emotion, because emotion plays an enormous role in depression. Now, most of us have kind of preconceived ideas about emotion and what it is, what it does, and its impact. And these ideas, I think, are possibly not always right. So there's a few kind of errors that I want to put right, I want to kind of put straight. It's often thought that emotion is purely the end result of a thinking process. And when I say thinking, I mean something consciously you are aware of doing in your mind. So there are many health practitioners that will try to get you to change your thinking, consciously get in your mind and change your thinking in order to change your emotional experience. Now, what current science is beginning to show is that emotion is not simply the end result of a thinking process. In fact, what science is showing, what neuroscience is showing, is that emotional processing often operates at higher speeds than cognitive processing. So emotion is processed before our thinking. So from my perspective, emotion occurs independently of your thinking in many, many instances and can occur almost outside of your awareness. So from our perspective, certainly in working with depression, the idea is to look at emotion as a feedback mechanism, a feedback tool. So as we move through life, in order for us to have an experience, we need something to guide us. We need something to give us an opinion of what we like and what we don't like. And emotion does that for us. It gives us that feedback. It's almost a little bit like the lights on your car dashboard that light up to tell you when you need petrol, or if you have a posh car, they'll light up to tell you when your tyres are flat. So emotion is a little bit like that. It's telling us about the nature of our interaction with our environment in a very simple way. That's a way of explaining emotion in order for us to be able to work with it. And emotion is something, therefore, that we need to feel, and in some instances we may want to act upon. Emotion is most definitely not something we want to think about. But what we know is that when emotion is produced, and if it is produced independently of our conscious thought, it will lead to an increase in the activity of our thinking centres. So the chances are some emotion could be produced outside of our awareness and we'll start thinking. Now, if you have depression, what you'll often do is you'll get into a mode of comparison, or you'll get into a mode of beating yourself up by telling yourself how you're not good enough and these sorts of things. And these are very, very common patterns within depression. And of course, the common approach is to challenge those thinking patterns. So the thing with that is that if emotion is the thing that's driving the thinking, it's not the thinking we want to be challenging, it's understanding, feeling and accepting the emotion that lies underneath. So that's the key message from this brief video, is allow yourself just to feel what you feel. Everything you feel is okay. You don't have to justify it, you don't have to defend it, you don't have to question whether it's normal or not. All you have to do is feel what you feel. Allow yourself to feel it. And if you need to take an action on it, do so. If not, just let yourself feel it. But avoid getting trapped in thinking about it, in analysing it, in trying to find meaning in it. Because that will make everything so much worse. So I talk a little bit more about this within my Conquer Depression program, but hopefully that gives you something to go on. The idea that everything you feel is okay, just feel it and act when you need to, but don't think about it. Okay, all the best for now.